Alright, so I had the intro video, and hopefully you watched that before you get to this video. This video is going to be on sort of how to navigate the course and what's expected of you. Now, I want to state first, everything is going to be via the Moodle shell. So everything for this course, other than the tests that you have to take in a proctored environment, are going to be available, and you should be able to see on the Moodle shell. So everything is, if you log on to Moodle, log on to the course shell, you should see everything, and it should be fairly straightforward of exactly what I expect as far as timelines go and things of that nature. Now, if you log on to Moodle, you'll see that each chapter has videos and exercises and and forums and quizzes and guided notes. So the first thing, so each of these things you should be at least trying to look up complete if you want. I will say for each chapter, the forums and the quizzes are graded. And if you recall from the last video, the percentage of those is 10% each once you add up all the chapters. So here's what you should do for each single chapter. First, you should watch the videos. Okay, don't do a whole lot before you watch the videos. You should watch the videos, and the intro sort of explains how to watch the videos, so I'm not going to go over that in too much detail. But remember, you are expected to write things down as you watch the videos and do things as you watch the videos. The next thing you should do is try the exercises. Now, I'm going to first, there's going to be some exercises that are up there. Those are basically practice problems for you, and there'll be some solutions as we go on throughout the semester. I don't want to give you all the solutions right away, but those are practice problems. Do those. Once you've been able to do those, then it's time to look at the forums and the quizzes. Okay, and then you can obviously attack the quiz, do the forums, things like that. So for each chapter, I want you to watch the videos, write down like you're taking notes in an actual classroom, do the practice problems, which are the exercises, and then the forums and the quizzes. Now, the exercises are not online things, or excuse me, they're not to be turned in online. They're for you to do and for you to self-check and see that you are doing right. Now, I include guided notes in each of the chapters. It's up to you if you want to print those off, or some people might download those and write on their computer, or write on their iPad or something like that. If you want, you can download those. If you want, you can print those off. If you want, you can take notes with scratch paper. But I would suggest that you sort of stick to what's going on in the guided notes. There are a couple of things in there, like the tax brackets, that you may want to have around. Okay? So for each chapter, that's the expectation. You should watch the videos, do the practice problem exercises, and then complete the forums and the quizzes. And you should do this in a timely format. Okay? Now, when I say timely format, I'm really talking about the timelines posted on Moodle. So, roughly each week, you should think of doing a chapter. Now, this first week, it's going to be a little bit longer because you have to watch the course intro video and things like that. And then there are certain times when I'm expecting you to, take a test and do things like that. So even though we have 12 chapters, it will take a little bit longer because of tests and things like that. So basically, if it's a 16-week semester, think of it as 12 chapter weeks and then 4 test weeks, roughly. Okay? but it's approximately 1 week per chapter, and the exact due dates are going to be posted on Moodle. So keep those updated and make sure you don't miss one of those. Now, as far as attendance goes and things of that, excuse me, the attendance requirements and things like that are on the syllabus. I do want you to check the syllabus. Again, check the syllabus for disability, contact person if you have a disability. If you need assistance, let me know, let them know, and all that kind of stuff. If you happen to miss one of the timelines, because on Moodle, once you miss the timelines, the quiz may be timed out, the forum might be timed out. If you somehow missed that, make sure you contact me. But it's not one of those things where you can just contact me at the end of the semester. I am going to be looking for excused absences if you miss a timeline. If you just miss a timeline because you didn't, you were busy doing other stuff, that's not an excused absence. Only if you have some sort of medical problem or, something like this, a typical excused absence. Let me know beforehand whenever possible, okay? So make sure you contact me. It is not, like I said, it's not going to be something that I'm going to reopen just because you are not on top of things. You have to be on top of things. You have to make sure you hit all those timelines. All right. You can do things earlier. That's perfectly fine. If you get through the entire course and you've done that in 6 weeks, then that's perfectly okay with me. However, you can't take 18. That's the thing. All right. So, anyways, make sure again you're on Moodle, you're up to date, you're doing all this kind of stuff. Now, I'm not going to go over in detail grade distributions because I did that in the intro video. So I'm just going to remind you that when you're navigating, when you look at the grade book, okay, there's going to be points for each thing. And I'm hoping to organize the grade book so that your final grade that you see on there is reflected with these percentages, with the 80, 10, 10. But remember, just because a test has 100 points and some quiz may have 10 points, that doesn't really necessarily, it's a percentage thing. So all the tests get added up and averaged. Remember, there's 450 points there. All the quizzes are going to get added up and averaged. All of the forum thread grades are going to get added up and averaged. So the distributions are there, but if you get on Moodle and you see the grade book, if it looks slightly different, let me know. If you can't understand that, let me know. Now, on these forums that I've been talking about, I haven't talked about too much of my expectations yet, but I do want to talk about sort of what I expect out of those forum threads and what I'm looking for, okay? First off, I'm looking for a logical argument. I'm not looking for something, and I'm looking for most of the forum threads, a lot of them have to do with opinions. So I'm looking for a sort of a logical opinion about why you feel the way you feel, or why you think, let's take for the taxes example, the tax system should be this way. All right? And so write intelligently and write enough to get the point across. Okay? If you just go on there and try to post your name or post something that's really, really short, what do you think it's, if I ask you, your opinion on something and you just give a yes or no answer, that's not enough. Okay, I'm asking for a short thought, basically a couple of sentences, short answer type questions. The other thing I expect on forums is that you don't attack people. You use sort of the common rules of etiquette. All right. I don't want you to attack people. Don't call people names if they disagree with you. Obviously, if people do agree with you, you don't have to say you're the best person ever either. So don't attack people. But however, I do ask that if you disagree, write that. Right? Attack arguments. In other words, say, I think your argument is wrong because of X. But again, that's very different than saying I think that you're a terrible person, or I think that you're a mean person, or something like that. So attack arguments, don't attack people on there if you have a difference of opinion. Now, I will say that there's probably times when a lot of you may not have a real fleshed out opinion on something. You should still write out at least sort of your initial thoughts, your initial opinions in short answer form. And I expect that if you don't have a real fleshed out, this is my reasoning, just state, this a little bit of reasoning, in other words. Okay, it doesn't have to be completely fleshed out. And I may also write in a lot of the forum threads, probably will write in all of the forum threads, especially if people start agreeing, then I might play devil's advocate and write, what about this, or what about this? And don't assume that those are my real opinions. That sometimes they may be, sometimes they may not be, but those are there to sort of make you think, not necessarily to to try to get you to think the way I do. In fact, I'll post a lot of times things that I probably don't think, but I've heard arguments from other people. So, anyways, I may write in forum threads and probably do that more so on times when everybody agrees, and I might have to take the opposite view for some reason. Okay. And by the way, I might not write on every single thread, but I will respond to a lot of them, like I said. Now, of me, here's what you can expect of me. If you email me, I'm going to try to get back with you within 24 hours. That is on normal days of the week, on Monday through Friday. Okay. On the weekends, Monday through Friday. On Saturday, Sunday, if you email me like on a Saturday morning, I might not get to it by Sunday morning, but I would get to you from Monday. So this is what I'm saying is if you email me anytime, typically from Sunday through Thursday, I'll get back to you Monday through Friday within 24 hours. Okay, Saturdays and sometimes Friday nights also don't work that way, but I tend to check it. I check email, multiple times, most every day during the week, during the school week. Okay, so maybe that's what I should say. So email response within 24 hours during the school week. If it's on the weekend, then it might take me like 48 hours to get to it. Okay. And then when I grade stuff, obviously the forums and the forums and the quizzes. The quizzes are online. Those are pretty much immediate grading. As far as the forums go, well, once the due date has passed and once the test due date has passed, within one school week from the time that the due date was, then I should have those graded. I don't see any problem, unless obviously this is always unless there's some crazy emergency and I break my leg or something like that. So, but yeah, within one school week, everything should be graded. It's within one school week from the due date. Okay, so if you turned in things 2 weeks early, that doesn't mean 1 week from the date you turned it in. It means 1 week from the due date. And then lastly, I want you to make sure that as you navigate, make sure you get help if you have any questions on anything. In the intro video, I gave my email, my office number, and there they are again. Math Lab is available for help with any type of material, any type of course content. They should be fairly comfortable with. I will say sometimes, the way they solve a problem might be slightly different than the way I solve a problem, but sometimes that's good too, because you'll see a couple of different ways and understand what overall is happening. And if you do, again, I've said this a couple of times already, but if you do have a disability and you need disability services for some reason, let me know. Let Carol Santini know, and so on and so forth. All right? Other than that, that's all I have, and have a great semester.